Welcome to the STARS program, seniors taking active roles in society. And now, here's your host, Anita Finley.
We need to have the proper nutrition. We're going to listen to Nicole Crane, who is Director of Nutrition at N Vitamins, but she's a lot more than that. I've been raving about you, Nicole, to other people because you are one of the smartest women about vitamins, and I see your credentials are extraordinary. In fact, let me read that just a moment. Oh, and by the way, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me on.
Okay, I'm so happy. But I want to tell you, she holds a Bachelor of Science in Nutrition from Florida International University and a Nutrition Therapy Practitioner certificate from the Nutrition Therapy Institute in Denver. And she actually, you can hear Nicole on Invite Health Radio every Thursday on WWNN 1470 AM. And her nutrition practice focuses on chemical-free living with special attention towards naturally healing the GI tract to benefit the body as a whole. And even though this isn't a human story, my dog loves your vitamins. And I know I always talk about, because I never gave her vitamins before I met you. I just didn't think I wanted to do that, but you convinced me. And when I look at the vitamins and look at the nutrition and that vitamin, I am so appreciative of you.
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm so pleased to hear that your dog is liking that multivitamin and doing well. And just like our pets, we, of course, need good nutrition as well. And there's a wide range of our food available. There's a wide range of pet food available. But the unfortunate case is that most of it is not as nutrient-dense as our grandparents and our great-grandparents and even our parents' food was. The soil is nutrient poor. We have a lot more toxin exposure that requires a lot more nutrient intake, and many of us have lifestyle factors that deplete our nutrients. Many of us have stress that causes nutrient depletion, particularly of B vitamins and vitamin C and magnesium. So that there are many factors that go against us. But the good news is that there's always very high-quality nutritional supplements that are available that you can level the playing field.
And I was just looking, Nicole, I was looking at your multivitamins, and yeah. I've always been very confused by multivitamins. I'm sure a lot of people are. So if I were to come in and I wanted one multivitamin that I wanted to take, do you have one that's general? Because I see that some are for performance or some are for women or men. What would you tell me I should be taking?
We sure do. So yes, we make one that's called the Core Multivitamin, and it's a core nutritional platform. It's a core nutritional foundation, and from that one multivitamin, we build the other three. We build the Performance, which is catered to anybody that is an athlete or anybody really that has stress or is looking for more energy. We have the Women's, which gives a little iron and a little bit of hair, skin, and nails, and some hormone support as well. And then we have the Men's, which is also has all of the nutrients that the Core has, like the other two, but gives a lot of prostate and a lot of heart and a lot of inflammatory support. So most people do really, really well on the Core multivitamin, and then people that need a little extra nutritional support can choose from the others. And we do have a basic one per day, but I do really like to see people on the Core multivitamin, which is much more comprehensive.
And so let's say that you take the Core.
Yes.
And you're missing out on some of the things, let's see, if you were a man, to have some of those nice little things I'm seeing, saw palmetto, maca, I know what those things do. So sure. What do? You just supplement with those besides the Core multi?
Sure. It depends on the man. I mean, if the man is looking for heart and prostate support, he can certainly take the Men's Multi, and you would get every single nutrient in the Core multivitamin plus those additional men's supporters. Same thing for the women's. You get everything that the Core multivitamin gives you, plus the extra hormone metabolism and the hair, skin, and nails, and the iron. So it really depends on the person and how many pills you're willing to take and what works within your lifestyle and what works for your individual body. That's why. So usually at Invite Health, we only make one really good version of whatever it is. But in this case, because people are different and have different needs, we make 5 multivitamins.
So do you take a multivitamin one a day, or you take one in the morning, one at night? And how do you know if you should take it with food?
Well, I think it's always a good idea to take nutrients with food unless it specifically says take it away from food, because we're used to getting vitamins and minerals and antioxidants in the form of our food. So we're going to absorb it significantly better if you take those nutrients in alongside your food. Then your body thinks that you're eating a perfect meal. And I take a multivitamin every single day. I use the core because I do a separate iron when I need it. But yeah, I think it's really important that everybody have an insurance policy to take care of their financial health, and you take a multivitamin to take care and ensure that you're going to have a good baseline of health with the multivitamin.
Okay, so I'm coming in to buy your core multi because I've had a different kind, and I am so impressed with you and your products. I said, all right, I'm going to come in. I'll toss my other stuff away, and I'm going to have one of those, and now I'll really have energy on the radio show. I don't know if this building's going to be able to handle it.
I don't think so either. We better watch out if we even supercharge your nutrition anymore. But it's a really wonderful multivitamin, and it is a really good place for people to start. So many people walk into health food stores and they're intimidated. They don't know where to start, or they're listening to health talk radio and everything sounds good. Right. I think it really is important to take care of your needs, and everybody needs a multivitamin. Even if you have no stress and you're eating a perfect diet and you never dine out at restaurants and you're only eating organic food, even then you still need a multivitamin. So there are so many wonderful benefits, and the Invite multivitamin is really designed in an exceptional way. So there are so many ways where a multivitamin may not be ideal for somebody, and I find that our Invite multivitamins are very well tolerated by most people because of the form of B vitamins that we're using, and because we're using something called BioKey minerals. They're all bound together. They have this really sophisticated ring structure, and that means that they're not going to bind up to the other minerals in your diet, and they're not going to bind up with each other. So you get really superior absorption because of the way that we design this multivitamin.
Maybe it's a good time to talk about how the company started. I'm so impressed with that, and I know that Jerry comes down here from time to time, but you are certainly impressed, and you spent your life, even though you're young, at least you look so young, working in this field. So tell us about why this company is unique.
Oh, sure. So our wonderful founder, Jerry Hickey, who is a nutritionist and a pharmacist and a wealth of information, I swear I don't know where he puts it in his brain. His head should be colossal because of all of the information that's in his brain. But at one time, he had a company called Hickey Chemist, and he realized that there was a lot of nutrients that were on the market, supplements that, even though the clinical research says that it should have this effect, many people were not getting the benefit. And he realized that there were a lot of nutrients out there that were not using enough of the active component or not formulating at the right dosage. And he started formulating his own supplements. And out of that, and I'm sure I'm glazing over many, many details, but in 1987, Invite Health was born out of Hickey Chemist. And he teamed up with a couple of really wonderful guys who put the company together. He started with just a couple of stores in New York, and now we have many, many more stores. We have our one in Boca Raton that you'll find me at on Federal Highway at 2621 North Federal, north of Glades and south of Spanish River. And then we have 13 more, 4 in Manhattan, 1 in every borough in New York, and 2 on Long Island. And Jerry now formulates over 250, I think maybe even close to 300 products in our line that he hand formulates every single one. He chooses the highest quality raw materials, including for our multivitamin. So he knows that this is what the research says is effective. Using this exact raw material at this exact dosage had this wonderful benefit, and that's how all of our products are created. So Jerry uses his brain to put together some really sophisticated formulas that are going to have a wide range of benefits and are going to be very safe for the vast majority of people.
And the thing that I noticed about you, when people come in, you're almost like a consulting physician. I mean, you are a nutritionist, but they tell you their problems, and you walk around and you look at some of the various vitamin supplements that you have, and you start telling them, well, I know about this, I know about that, why don't you try this? And that's hard to do when you go to, I'm not going to mention the stores, you go to pharmacies and you just buy things off the shelf. I just think people are so lucky to be able to have someone like you, to be able to go to the store and tell you what's wrong with them. I mean, they'll tell you this and that, and then you tell them the kinds of products you think they should have.
Oh, sure. Well, I mean, this is a science, but it's also an art. And it is a matter of knowing the nutrients and knowing the herbs and knowing how the different pathways in the body works and pairing up the right person with the right nutrient. It's a little bit like, for lack of a better example, it's a little bit like wine. There are lots and lots of really wonderful wines, but you're not going to enjoy every single one. Your body's not going to work well with every single one. It's a matter of finding out what's happening in your body that is straying you off from optimal health and putting you back on that road to having wellness and having vitality and feeling really good and having not only a good lifespan, but a really good health span, enjoying those last 10 or 15 years instead of having them be burdened with pain or illness or disease. And I feel really fortunate to be able to help people in this way because, some people are passionate about dogs or some people are passionate about sailing or golf, and I'm passionate about nutrition.
I know you
are. And it makes me feel so good when somebody comes back and says, hey, that supplement that you recommended for me was exactly what I needed at exactly the right time, and you helped me.
Yep. I know. I can see that when you talk to people. It's what you just are so involved in, and that's very important. Well, I don't know the history, actually, of multivitamins. I mean, years ago, people just ate right, and you started to say that when you got on, that everything's different. But I know that my mother used to give me cod liver oil when I lived in New Jersey. I think that's what I took, or that she gave me. And I don't think they were like multivitamins. Didn't they just give you a little this or a little of that?
Right. I mean, at that time, we didn't really have the capacity to formulate vitamins and minerals. And I think your mother did you a wonderful service at that time, because the cod liver gives you the omega-3 fatty acids, the EPA and the DHA that we need for heart health and digestive health and brain health and skin health. But in that cod liver that you don't find in an average fish oil, you get vitamin A and vitamin D. And that really protects the immune system, and it protects our vision, and it protects vitamin A protects all of our mucous membranes, so our digestive tract and our eyes and our mouth and everything that has a softer tissue with the coating on it in our body is benefited by these nutrients. So yes, in that time, cod liver oil was at the apex of our healing. And I think it's still a really good idea for people to take a multivitamin, an omega-3 formula like the cod liver oil or a krill or a fish, and to get a good probiotic in. And that covers most of your fundamental nutrition. But it is, the world is very different now with our food supply and our stress levels and our lifestyles, and even many medications will cause nutrient depletions. So it is really important to put back what our modern lifestyle and our modern diet doesn't need for us anymore. So and a multivitamin is really a brilliant solution to a very complicated problem.
Yeah, that's what you say, and I know my dog's got it, and I'm happy for her. Nicole Crane, she is Director of Nutrition at Invite Vitamins. Let me give you a phone number. You can reach her at the store, which is 561-367-8646. That's 561-367-8646. Don't call her now. She's not at the store. She's here on the radio show, and she has her little wonderful family. So she'll be going in. What do you open actually, at 9 or 10?
We open at 9 a.m. We're open Monday through Saturday from 9 to 6, and I am there most of the time.
I know.
You'll find me there every day but Wednesday, and we're closed, of course, on Sunday.
Right. And you can go to their website now. Be prepared when you go to their website. It's gorgeous. And they have so many items, and each one specific. That's the key. That's why you need Nicole to kind of walk you through it. Of course, you can get a multivitamin, and you can just go there and buy it, and even if she's not there on some weird day. But it's invitehealth.com, and get on the website. You can order them. In fact, I have a friend. I don't know if you knew about this. I guess you heard. She's been ordering online. And
yes,
I told her.
I met her at the symposium, and she told me the whole story.
Yeah. So she says, I'm going to come there now because she wants advice. And you get online, it's not the same. So I think she's going to start to come and buy her vitamins there. Yeah, she's a fantastic woman. She really is. So I'm glad that worked out. Yes. And
I'm delighted to work with her as well and help her out. Because even myself, nobody is at optimal health. Everybody could use a little bit of help, and a multivitamin is a great place to start. And we are actually running a really wonderful promotion through Memorial Day weekend, where everything that you buy is buy one, get one free.
Oh.
So that's a really special thing that we don't do more than a couple of times a year. So if you're looking to maybe start on a new product, or if there's something that you've been loving in the past, now is your opportunity to get a really wonderful special.
Okay, so if I came there, I don't know if I can get back to Boca right now. When do I have to get it by?
The special runs through Wednesday morning at 10 a.m.
Oh, okay.
So you have
I can do
all
it.
Weekend, yes.
And then
we
I
are
can
open on Monday.
Right, and then I can also bring the whey butter that's sitting in my refrigerator that I'm giving you. It's ridiculous. I can't, because you see, I don't want to, when I'm driving in, if I have to go somewhere else, I don't want to leave it in the car to make it get warm. So it's still sitting there for you. Oh, I have to get it to you. I have to get it. It's a birthday present that by the time I give it to her, it'll be the next birthday.
Hey, beggars can't be choosers.
No,
and I'm
but
so
also,
delighted to have that whey
Nicole,
butter. So I will happily wait for it.
Nicole, I would also like to officially invite you. I've just started getting all the people for the October course, and I would like you to be our nutritionist, if you would be willing to be one of the speakers.
Oh, I'd be delighted to speak. Yes, we'll have to come up with a really exciting topic to bring to
so I'm booking you right now. You're going to be our nutritionist, and that's going to be October the 28th. That's it, October the 28th. That's when I believe it is.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'll make sure it's the right date, but now I've got 5 people of my 14 I've been working on getting. That's to be very specific, and I don't want them to be the same people that I had before.
Sure.
Okay, we took care of that today. You have to get someone else to be at the store on that Saturday, but we'll be talking about Cure Symposium. But at the moment, we're doing our Boomer Expo, and that's very exciting. So everybody's ready and anxious for that, and we're happy about getting that in July. But let's get back to what you're doing here. When you have your radio shows, and I know you do them on WWNN, and I think those are on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. Isn't that Thursday, right?
Yes, every Monday and every Thursday at 9 a.m.
Let me just write
that.
that.
And that show repeats at 8 p.m.
Okay, wait
and
a
you can
second.
also go to invitehealth.com and click on radio shows, and you can listen to the previous week's shows as well.
Okay, so it's
Monday? Every Monday and every Thursday.
And what time?
9 a.m. to 10 p.m. I'm sorry, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m.
Okay.
On AM 1470.
Okay, I've got that written down now. And people who are listening to this show now, you can actually hear that on. Oh, that's right. So it's just on WWNN. It isn't on the WSBR either. Okay. So it's the Health Talk show, and make sure you listen. She's very, very interesting, and every time you listen, it'll be, I guess. Oh, how do you pick your subject? You just have a different subject every time?
It really depends. Sometimes I try and make it timely, like in honor of Memorial Day on Monday. I'll be doing a show on memory and brain health.
Ah, well, give us a little bit of that today.
Well, I think there are so many things that are interesting that happen with memory. I actually read a study very recently that showed that every time that we recall a memory, we're actually not recalling the original memory. We're recalling our last memory of the memory, which I think is so interesting. So next time you're having an argument with somebody and they say, I don't remember it that way, it's very possible that they're not remembering the original event, but their memory of the memory. So it's so interesting, and most of us do just fine with our long-term memory. We can remember things that happened 30 and 40 and 50 years ago. It's the things that happened 3 and 4 and 5 days ago that we have trouble recalling because maybe our nerves aren't energized as they could be, or maybe we're not getting good blood flow to our brain any longer. So we're going to talk all about how to re-energize the brain and to support those nerve connections so that you are storing your short-term memory efficiently. And there's a lot to go into it, but tune in on Monday and I'll talk all about it.
That's great. It's funny. I was thinking as you were talking about that, I think I have a better short-term memory than long-term. I was thinking about.
Okay.
I mean, that's very strange. I can usually remember what I did yesterday, the day before, and yet someone will say to me, do you remember 5 years ago when we did this? I'll say, no, I don't think so. Maybe I wasn't paying attention, huh?
Well, it's very interesting. The brain selectively stores information based on what you think is important.
Mm.
So everybody has different priorities. So things that are important to one person may not have the same value to another. Because we get so much sensory information in, the brain has to decide. And that actually has a lot to do with the type of fats that are in our brain that help us make those decisions.
Okay, now I don't know how many people know that you have a darling child.
I do. Yeah, she's 2.5, and she is just amazing and delightful and brilliant, smarter than me.
Of course, Mommy. So tell me what you feed her.
So I started feeding her fruits and vegetables very, very young at about 6 months. So she eats a pretty wide variety. I mean, this is the kid who would rather eat broccoli than mac and cheese. So we started with breakfast, and that was Greek yogurt and strawberries and a little bit of slivered almonds, and that's what she had so far today. Lunch, we do a lot of soups, a lot of vegetable soups, and a lot of bean soups. So she's 2.5. So she is now making her own decisions on what she would like. So I give her 2 choices: would you like this or this? And so she always has a choice. But she eats like a real person. I thought it was really important not to feed her those typical kid foods, because actually what a child eats at age 2 is the greatest predictor of what they're going to be eating at age 10. So she eats, she has a pretty expensive fresh berry habit, with strawberries and blueberries and raspberries and things like that. That's her favorite right now. She is so happy that we're getting into peach season because she could eat 3 peaches a day. She is a big time fruit eater, but she also loves green beans, and she's all about broccoli, and now she's into French fries. Before I couldn't even get her to try mashed potatoes and French fries, but now she's all about it. So I make French fries at home and I make them in the oven.
You do?
And in terms of proteins, I'm a lifelong vegetarian, so I offer her, and my husband's not, so I've offered her chicken and good grass-fed steak, and she'd rather eat black beans and rice with me.
Well, we just now run out of time, just when it's getting really interesting. So when you come on again, we're going to take off from here, or maybe you have, okay. Oh, my goodness. Well, I'm going to come and see you probably then, maybe Monday or Tuesday, because I do want to get the vitamins, and I'm going to bring that whey butter. So thank you, Nicole, and everybody, please do call her at 561-367-8646 or go to her website, invitehealth.com. Thanks so much, Nicole.
Thank you so much for having me on. It's always a pleasure to speak to you.
It's always a pleasure for me, too.